All right. All right. Well, obviously, start with the Green Bay game. Just kind of wrap that up from yesterday. Just proud of the way the team played. Give credit to the players and their preparation, the way that they handled the week. I thought it was great to see us fully execute a game plan in all three phases. And really, I think that started with the preparation through the course of the week. I think everybody, handled the adjustments well. We knew it was going to be an adjustment game in a hostile environment, and thought it was a great example of our team, eliminating distractions, just focusing on the task at hand, and being able to find a way to overcome adversity and find a way to win. So I was really proud of them for that effort yesterday. I'd say in general for the team, 2018, obviously we're all very disappointed in the way that the season ended. It's not how we wanted to be here after 16 games, and we have high expectations. We'll continue those high expectations. The bar is high for a reason. We're trying to build something here at a championship level, and we got a lot of work to do. So it's hard to win games in the NFL. Every single game is tough. Every single team is good, and there's a fine line between winning and losing. I think that I think the teams that win consistently, play and prepare, consistently every week, they improve. And, they have good toughness about the way that they approach their way to win. I think the teams that don't, beat themselves with bad football, penalties, turnovers, mistakes, and, just fundamentals that aren't up to par. So I think we had a season that was a mix of both. I think we had some good weeks and we had some bad weeks. And the truth is that's what our season was. And unfortunately, it ends here today. So I think we made some great strides this year. I think we did improve and lay down a good foundation for things to build on here as we push forward. I think that we found out that we could run the ball consistently through the course of a season, which I know was a question, I would say, maybe last spring. I would say that we showed that we could improve our run defense. We were able to stop the run as the season went on. I think we also showed that we understand the marriage of rush and coverage and how we affect the passing game, and we were able to get after the quarterback and, get some production in the pass rush. Definitely think we understood that there was a learning improvement involved with our special teams and how we can win field position and what it means to be able to pin a team inside the 10-yard line and force an offense to play in a long field position, which helped us this year. And I think we found out that we can go down to 110-plus degree temperature and win. We can go play on a bad field in Arizona, or we can go up to Green Bay and 20-degree temperature and find a way to win. So I think that's all that's important. I think our preparation and our practice habits are key to our improvement. And, I'll say this, our players never quit. They're tough. They tried hard, whether it was games, the season, whatever it was. They always competed, whether it was a win or lose situation. So just proud of those guys for that. I think we obviously know there's a lot of areas that we need to improve on. I think the first one, obviously, is, our turnover ratio. We can't turn the ball over. We got to, force some more turnovers and takeaways on defense. We need to eliminate the penalties. We all know there's plays out there we all wish we could have back. There's penalties out there that caused us to have some big plays and some points taken away that could have helped us win some ball games. And we need to string some good weeks together. We need to be consistent in our approach every single week and our production out there on the field. So I think the details are important. We're learning that. We're trying to understand how that affects the game. And I think we've got to keep finding ways to win tight ball games. We lost 3 games by a total of 6 points. 3 wins would be real critical for us right now. So, I think for us, we just got to finish strong, got to learn how to do that, play through adversity, and, that's what we're trying to build as far as this program is concerned. I think we have a lot of really good players in that locker room, guys that have been here before, guys that are new, guys that are young, and, we all understand we all have to make a big jump going forward. We all have to improve, but I feel like we've laid a good foundation here in the last 10 months, and I think we all understand that we got to start over when we get back. We can't pick it right up where we left off, but we need to understand the foundation that we laid and build upon it. I think my commitment to this team, the fans, and, obviously the organization is to continue to evaluate and grow and improve this football team. I will take a hard look at every aspect of this team in the next, month, a couple months before the team gets back, and we'll do everything in my power to improve. As always, I'll start with myself first, and anything that I can do to be a better head coach, better leader of this team, better, way to improve myself so that we all can push forward and, give ourselves a better chance to win. Obviously, the same with the players and the staff and everyone around it. We'll take that time, that evaluation, time to go back and analyze what we do and how we can make it better. It's what we do at this time of the year. I'll always make decisions that I think are the best for the football team and this organization that give us the best chance to win. I will never accept losing. I think there's always a way to win, and we will always find a way to win. There's no excuses. All right, we all got to do better. Starts with me. All right, but there are some good things I think that we did this year that we can build upon, and we all understand that we got a lot of work to do. So standards are high. That's not going to change. We're trying to build a championship level team, and really in the NFL, I look at it all the same. There's only one team that's happy at the end of the year. Everybody else is the same, trying to catch that team. So we got a lot of work to do. Proud of the way that these guys handled the season. Proud of the way they finished up yesterday. But we're already thinking about trying to get ready to improve for 2019. So with that, I'll take questions.
Some of your veteran players in the locker room too. Just talk about some of the difficulties with culture change and adjustment. I imagine that's different with every coaching staff coming in, but entering a second season and them knowing the expectation and the culture being the foundation being laid, how much easier, I guess, do you expect the start of the off season to the start of the regular season being in year 2 for you?
Sure. You know what? It'll be an interesting question when we get to it. As far as that's concerned, obviously, there's always a little bit more comfort with familiarity, and when you can walk into a situation kind of knowing what to expect, that's always better. But certainly, I do believe that every team is different every single year in the NFL, whether there's consistency with the coaching or not. I think that the players are, as part of the NFL, it does change, and coaches do change, and things do change. It's just part of the NFL season. So, we'll certainly evaluate everything and try to do the best we can to make it better. And, from that standpoint, hopefully we can just keep it going, up.
Matt, will Jim Bob Cooter be part of your staff in 2019?
Yeah, and again, I think it's only fair at this point of the season for all aspects of the team, players, coaches, personnel, all of it to allow the emotion of the season to come down and for everybody to, just have that opportunity to clear your head and then go back through and analyze everything at that standpoint to see what is best for the team moving forward in all aspects. It's not just coaching, it's support staff, it's players, it's scheduling, it's everything from that standpoint. So we'll definitely evaluate everybody.
You pointed anything about your home record for the last couple of years, 3-5 this year, 4 last year. I know you weren't here, but
right.
Have they identified any things though why there's such difficulties with the home schedule?
No, I'll obviously just look at this year, and kind of really try to stay on that topic, I would say. But, we'll look at all of it. I definitely do look at when we play home, when we play away, when we play outside, when you play inside, look at different field surfaces to see if there's anything that affects that. Absolutely. I think all those, do they change or do they make a big difference? You never know, but you definitely want to look into it, sure, and see if there's anything there that affects it. I will say this, in being my first year, obviously playing here with our home crowd, I couldn't be more appreciative of the fans, their support, the energy that they gave our team. I'd only really experienced that from the other side and could, hear it and feel it. But the benefit of having that, behind you when you're playing, and especially, as tough as these games are and as hard as it is in this league, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty great. And again, we had some big games here in our house, and we needed everybody. And, some we won and some we didn't. And, the fans were awesome. They were really awesome. And that's a big part of it. I'm telling you from that standpoint, being down in the field, that energy that can get created with the excitement of the fans, we feel it. We feel it and we need it.
What did you learn about yourself as a coach this year, and what do you need to change for?
Yeah, it'll be probably all part of the process here to really try to, dissect into it and realize what I need to change about myself. And certainly a lot of that will be, I always like to ask questions. I always like to find out what I can do different, whether it's questions from, the players or people in-house, and then really also, having those conversation pieces with the other new head coaches that were in the league this year, and some of them that I'm obviously extremely close with, and the different comparisons of, things that we've had to go through, and see if there's any other suggestions or ideas or thoughts with that too. So, that'll all be part of the evaluation process, and we'll push forward the best way possible.
Areas of progress, but one area that appeared to be regression was with your quarterback Stafford and the offense in general. Is that something you have to take a hard look at with what is going on offensively? And that goes back to the Jim Bob Cooter question.
Well, I think, again, one part of the offense I thought was really improved was the run game, which was obviously a big part of the questioning that I got when I first got here. And that's half of the game, so I'll take that as a positive, and we'll build from there. And certainly I think there's games where we were able to execute well in the passing game, and, obviously games where we didn't. And, that's why we are where we are right now. So we'll evaluate all of it and try to, not only scheme, but players and process. There's part of it that we work through as we, try to implement game plans and install different schemes. So if we can improve that, maybe understanding, maybe that would help too. So we'll always look for that answer.
Are you still confident with Stafford as your quarterback going forward?
Yeah, I think like I said last week, I addressed that. He's our quarterback, and I'm excited and happy that he is. So, but again, we'll evaluate everything as we go forward.
Just to follow up on you.
All right, hang on. Somebody else has some questions.
Just one thing, what about TJ Lamb? We talked to him at length today. Do you have to have a discussion with him going forward about where he fits in here?
Well, you know what? I tell all those guys today, all of the players to, make sure they take some time and just, come down from the season. And I don't think any good decisions are made emotionally right after the season. And I think it's fair for everybody involved to just, self-assess their own situations. Certainly we'll, go through the analysis that we do with all of our players and, make decisions from there. But I think as far as their own process, that's the only advice I can give to them. It's kind of up to them at that point to, to kind of do it on their own. But I just think it's good advice for everybody, coaches, players, whoever it is, to, allow yourself that downtime, that minute to be able to come down and to make good, educated decisions at that point. Okay, let me go. Yep, we'll come.
You spoke in the past about wanting to be strong in the middle of your defense. I think you showed that this year, especially your defensive front. Just curious with Harrison and playing as well as you did, and Ashawn too. Is that a part of your team that you're kind of excited about going into this offseason building on?
Yeah, I think that's a great example of of an area that definitely got stronger in the direction that we wanted it to, and trying to build from the ball out, which is always a good way to do it. And, with Damon coming in and Ashawn obviously being here and having a guy like that next to him, and Hand, who's obviously a young guy, and really even, John Atkins, who had to come up and play some football for us, who was another big guy in the middle. I think those guys really learned a lot. I think they got better. I think the fundamental stuff that we talked about, even going back through to training camp, was things that with those guys inside especially, you could really see the technique, the learning of the technique pay off, as the season went on. So, we, like I said, you have to kind of start all over again. So we'll see how it is when everybody gets back. But certainly something from that standpoint that I thought improved greatly. So, yeah, yep.
How long do you need to step back?
Hang on, we'll get.
Evaluate the staff.
Hang on, I'm going to go right down the line. Hold on.
The running game obviously got better, but this league seems to have turned into a passing league. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Saints.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys are behind the eight ball with that, and do you need to modernize the offense?
Yeah, what's interesting? Watch through the playoffs. Most of the teams that win in the playoffs are teams that run the ball and win the big games in the end. And I've been on good sides and bad sides of both of that. And teams that can run the ball, stop the run, control the game towards the end of the season is really, I think, the teams that will have the most chance to win. The passing game is certainly dynamic. The spread offenses, the things that we have to see and deal with, the RPO systems, the different developments that college that come up and infiltrate into our league are certainly things that we all have to deal with. But there is a fundamental philosophy that I do believe with the run game and stopping the run and covering kicks. That is true, and so far that's held true so far through the course of the seasons. Okay, I think you have one first, Mike, and I'll come to Dave.
Probably the same.
Sure.
No, I just want to know how long it's going to take to make that staff decision, because obviously you can't wait till.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't think I need to put a hard time on it at this current moment, but obviously we have a timeline that we do have to address with it, and things will come up when they come up. But for the minute, I'm just gonna, take the rest of today, maybe enjoy the new year and see my kids and my wife, and we'll settle in and we'll go from there. So I think that's probably the best idea at this point.
Yeah, this is a little bit off topic, but the Alliance of American Football is starting in the spring.
Yeah.
How do you guys plan on scouting that
Yep.
and really using that, because that's something you guys haven't had before?
Yeah, no, it's a great question actually, because it is something that's really intriguing for us, obviously, as a league to be able to have that. We actually, know players that are in that league right now that we've talked to through the course of the end of the year, and guys that we think actually need that opportunity to go play, and get better and put some stuff on tape that we can then evaluate and, find skill sets that we think we can use. So we'll dive into that, with Bob and his staff. It'll be great. I think it's a great opportunity for us just to get another look at players playing games. It's hard when you go through the course of the season and you're trying to build your roster and push for the future, and you're looking at guys that maybe are on your practice squad or on other teams' practice squads, but you never really get to see game tape of them this late in the year. This will be a great opportunity for us to get some game tape of those guys through the spring, and then be able to evaluate as they end their season and then as we push towards our offseason. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.